Hi, this is Clemens,
Firas.
and we would love to talk to you about ENFPs and careers. Now, the two of us, we're both ENFPs, and the description of ENFPs that ENFPs normally have many careers over the lifetime.
Yes, I think that's widely related to their huge and wide area range of interests, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it holds very true for myself and being in my 30s, and I think also true to you.
Yes, to me as well. Although I have not had that much of a career yet, I'm still quite young, but I can definitely relate to it. Just to give you an overview, for example, I studied finance, marketing, economics, international relations. And I remember from even the age of 18, I wanted to go to the army, then be a banker, and then an economist, and then political economy, and then marketing, and then at some point even some kind of spiritual coach or spiritual guru. So it keeps changing. I think you've had a more concrete or tangible experience.
And you wanted to go to the army as well at some point,
right?
Yeah,
Okay. I just mentioned that. Yeah,
cool.
Actually, that lasts for like maybe a year or two. Yeah, so
yeah.
It keeps the ideas keep jumping in my head.
Right. Yeah. So by the way, this is London here in the background, just in case you were wondering. Yeah. So for me, I mean, I'm further down the path maybe in terms of age. So I did quite a few things in my life, I think, right? So I did like the school and university thing, right? But then I also worked as an assistant male nurse, or as a male nurse essentially in a hospital, and that was like a civil service that one was required to do in Germany. So I did that actually with the aim to become a doctor. I then found that I didn't really fit into that very rigid hospital structure, and then I decided to study pretty much like philosophy and that kind of stuff. I went like one thing that happened to me is I had a tendency to go traveling. I traveled to Brazil for 3 weeks, and that ended up to be like 1 year of staying there. And then I studied languages, but pretty much it turned out to be philosophy pretty much. So I got very geeky into some philosophers of the modern Parisian school, Foucault, and some more geeky ones like Deleuze that nobody knows about. So I was a bit geekier than the geeks. Even the geeks didn't get me anymore. And then what happened then? Then after university, I worked with film, or in the late stages of university as with some cultural projects as a project manager. I also tried to be a waiter once, but that was just like a student job. That was I completely sucked at that. And then after that, I worked with film professionally, and then after that I went. I got into teaching actually. So I did a teacher training thing. And I became a qualified teacher, first in Germany, then here in the UK. And then I...
hypnotherapist.
Oh yeah, then I decided to change careers because, again, I didn't fit in so well in this rigid structure. The funny thing about me being a teacher was I didn't really get what school was about when I was a student. And then I was a teacher, and a language teacher. And I didn't really know... I still didn't get what school was about, right? And school is a funny thing. For example, language is a good example because I was really bad at languages in school, but then I kept on traveling to places and ended up living there, and then I just collected languages, right? Oh yeah,
I think because at school you were more forced to learn it than actually coming from an interest or a passion.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also this very slow learning charts by heart and kind of thing. That's a bit boring. Yeah. So I mean, maybe others can do it. I couldn't really so well. And then I worked with disabled people in France as well, and then became the hypnotherapist. I was for 1 year I was a full-time hypnotherapist, built my practice as a hypnotherapist, got a lot into marketing, understanding that you need marketing to be successful if you have your own business. And then with the marketing skills I acquired, I actually then applied because I knew I need to know more about marketing. I then got jobs at top American software companies after a year, not really having any background apart from my own business. One thing that the guy said when I applied for the job was oh, so you want to do marketing and sales here, so and I see you never sold anything except for yourself. Would that be accurate? And it was accurate. So but I still got the job, and then I really got into marketing, and have been working for American software companies for the last more than 2 years now. Yeah.
Yep. And so how do we tie all this back to the functions?
So I think it's a lot about
extroverted intuition. Probably,
extroverted intuition. You know, we have to try things and then like explore things, and also like relate to the extroverted intuition. Once we understand something, it gets boring, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I went into teaching thinking, you know, I can, you know, like I will just streamline the whole system. I will never need to mark papers or stuff like that. I'll find like some magical formula, and of course it didn't work. You know, at the end of the day I was sitting there and marking papers, and I hated that, right? So so it's the first function of exploring new concepts, and once we understand the new concepts, we are bored and have to do the next thing, right? Like or there's like a tendency, right? And also like the second function, and that's like the interesting thing, that for us, like as ENFPs, it's all still connected, because like the introverted feeling really helps us to check back if we are still on track with our like from an inner alignment point of view, our value system, right? Like if it's still about like improving our full potential, if it is us thriving to our full potential, if we can help other people to reach their full potential, I think that's like as idealists a core driver, and that's something that other people would perceive as random, like the way we structure our careers or don't structure our careers. But for us, it's like still like always this value system to check back on and this alignment.
True. All right. Thank you very much for watching the video.
Thank you.